What were Allen Dulles' political views? Have you ever wondered how one man's beliefs shaped a nation's approach to global affairs during a tense time? Allen Dulles was a key figure in the 1950s, and his political views were deeply intertwined with the events of that era. Dulles was a strong anti-communist who believed in actively engaging in international matters to combat the spread of communism. The 1950s were marked by Cold War tensions, and Dulles saw the world as a battleground between capitalism and communism. He interpreted many global events through this lens, often broadening the definition of threats to justify U.S. intelligence operations around the world. Dulles aligned himself with the Republican Party but stood out as an interventionist during a time when the party had both isolationists and interventionists. He advocated for a robust U.S. defense and argued that America should play an active role in global affairs instead of retreating into neutrality. His views were reflected in his work as Director of Central Intelligence, where he supported covert actions aimed at influencing foreign governments that he believed were hostile to U.S. interests or vulnerable to communist influence. Dulles held a belief that democracy and freedom were under threat from communism. However, he also believed that democracy should not be left entirely to popular control. He trusted intelligence agencies like the Central Intelligence Agency to act decisively, even in secret, to protect what he viewed as global security and peace. This approach often involved covertly overthrowing foreign governments. In the context of the 1950s American political culture, Dulles's views fit within the broader anti-communist consensus and the policy of containment. His stance reflected the anxiety of the decade regarding Soviet expansion and the desire to maintain American leadership through military strength, diplomacy, and intelligence operations. From a nostalgic perspective, Dulles can be seen as embodying the spirit of the 1950s, determined to defend American values against the perceived threat of communism. His influence on U.S. foreign policy and intelligence efforts contributed to the vigilance and resolve that marked the political atmosphere of the time. However, his secretive methods and the ethical questions they raised reminded us that the Cold War was a complex struggle, filled with tensions and fears that shaped the world we live in today.